Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Ramble on Reactions. Sitting right over there questioning why he would ever do this to himself is clever Eric Muller.
Sitting over there, who's a very lucky, smart, intelligent, handsome man, is Handsome Dan Nye.
And you know why? Is because we are two white men who grew up mostly suburban. Didn't really have a whole lot of issues, but you know who did have issues, and unfortunately, Eric feels less clean for having seen this film would be is it a one-part or two-part?
Two-part, because it's 4 hours.
4-hour documentary.
On HBO.
On HBO called Leaving Neverland. He watched it so you don't have to.
That's right.
So, I've only heard what I'm seeing from social media reactions. Tell me, what is this?
Well, Leaving Neverland is the documentary which follows the stories of two people who were sexually assaulted by Michael Jackson. One when he was 10, and then the other when he was 7.
Oh, and that old tale.
That old tale, oldest time. And that's the first part.
There's no comfortable way for us to shoot this.
Yeah, and the second part goes into more detail that you would be expecting, like how did they react to the trials? How did they react to his death? And, how are they moving forward in their lives? One's a very successful choreographer.
That's good.
And the other one's just a dude who does artsy things.
Living his life.
Living his best life.
That's good.
Yeah.
However, okay. That being said, I will do my best to host the shit out of this because
if anyone can, out of the two of us, it's you.
So, clearly, from your reactions, this is an uncomfortable piece of film to watch.
And start going into details about what happened in the 40-minute mark.
Oh.
Yeah, because me and my wife made a mistake of ordering dinner. And
oh no!
We were eating dinner, it arrived at 39 minutes, so we paused, and then we then we hit play, and it's like, this sandwich tastes horrible.
Right? It's just like ash in my mouth. It's like children's tears that I'm eating right now.
And you can experience the children's tears.
Oh,
and
so
other things you're like, what?
We'll try to keep this.
I am not going to go into details.
A PG-13 review, more or less.
Okay, so that means I got one F-bomb, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we do. So that's. Is there something you need to elaborate on? So this is it just dealing with these two people? Was there a wider scope, or is it
focuses on these two, but it still tells the full spectrum of the Michael Jackson case. Like I said, the second part goes it casts the bigger net, where it goes more into the event of each court case and those accusations, and then also you see more interviews from the families, and particularly the mothers of these two guys, and they're pieces of work.
Oh no! Okay.
One guy, he has two older siblings. You hear from them. Then you also see one of them, their grandmothers, and she's just adorable because she's from Australia.
Okay.
So it's like a 90-year-old Australian woman going, so when I met Michael Jackson, he was so lovely. Like, I bet, but you didn't know what was happening to your poor grandson. Fuck.
I gotta pull my shirt out of frame. I'm giving myself the hook. So, that being said, it's... All right,
it's one of these things where it's like hindsight's great because it's like, well, I would never let my kids, because you'll see a lot of that online where you're like, well, you're stupid enough to let your kids, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it wasn't like that back then. No one thought about it. In fact, one of the moms makes a brilliant point. It's like, I left my son with Michael Jackson for 2 nights thinking everything was going to be all right, and we go somewhere, and this is before cell phones, before social media, before this, and this. There was no way for me to contact him to see or reach out to him. And it's like, and then you see through this documentary Michael Jackson's predatory behavior. It is clear example of it. Yeah, like him telling him was like, hey, don't tell anyone because we'll both get in trouble. Your parents don't love you the way I do. I'm going to be the one who's going to help your future, not them. And you see this, and you're like, oh, God.
I did see that, his Spotify numbers, his plays, everything took a hit once this came out. And I mean, apparently, rightfully so, because this sounds absolutely disturbing.
Well, because here's the thing, because the first court case was settled out of court, so they never had to release anything. And the second one, the kid more or less said, I just wanted the money. My parents wanted the money, so that's why they sued.
Okay.
And actually, one of the guys who was a victim actually testified on Michael Jackson's behalf, because again, you see Michael Jackson spinning this web, and it's like, hey, this is only going to hurt you if anything comes out if you don't defend me.
So taking that, like, those are kind of the stories they went with. They went with these two people. They focused on what their arc was through all of this, and then the wider thing of the court cases that happened later on. Was there any other part of the documentary, like, you kind of went into it knowing it was going to be traumatic for those who were in it and traumatic for all those who viewed it?
Yes.
Was there anything about it that really kind of surprised you?
The one thing that surprised me is actually, again, when I was watching, it's like, this is such a clear-cut example of predatory behavior. How did anyone see it coming? Especially when they go into one of the guys saved voicemails from Michael Jackson. Creepiest things I've ever heard. Especially like there's one where he's like, "Let's go see a movie," and then he goes into this British accent. Yeah. Ugh.
Now, how many showers did you take after watching this?
I think I just bathed in my own tears.
So, is there anything else that you like thought that is relevant to those people who may or may not see it? Like,
here's the thing: like everyone, I know a lot of people are like, "Well, couldn't they have edited this down?" No, I don't think this would have worked if you tried to make this like a tight 2 hours, like
kind of like the OJ one, where it's like you need the full breath.
You need the full breath, you need the full length, because otherwise it just would have been just one of the guys.
Yeah,
but it's just. I don't want to say it's interesting because what happened to them, but you see these two stories and how they're interwoven without they never met.
Okay.
But
I mean, as weird as it sounds, what would you grade this?
I mean, I give it an A-. I mean,
it was well done.
It was well done, and it was about a terrible topic, and it was powerful. I mean, if you're one of those people who think, no, MJ's innocent, watch it. Prove me wrong. If you were so confident, but
If you can tell anything, and I will say that. So that's Eric's thoughts on Leaving Neverland, not Finding Neverland.
We'll do that review another day.
With Johnny Depp. So
that's right.
A whole nother can of worms that we'll have to get into.
Ramble on retro.
I think we did that a little bit. But anyways, so as you can tell, just kind of rehashing some of the thoughts.
Like 2 days ago I watched
this. This is a fraction of like what people are experiencing and what people got from this documentary. So I will say, like, that's an A-. I really don't have any intentions of seeing this. Kind of watch at your own peril. Like, really heed the warnings everyone's saying, because it's not it's not for the faint of heart.
No, it is not. Like I said, 40 minutes in, that's when you start going, oh no.
Yeah. So
even after mentally preparing myself, me and Sarah like going, well, shit.
Yeah. So if you watched it, let us know what you thought. If this kind of steered you away from it too, that's okay. We normally like to share the medium of film.
Right. We will never actually be like, no, you need to watch it. You need to watch this. No.
I mean, I was like that with Swiss Army Man, but that was for entirely different reasons.
Yes.
So this is more along the lines of, we're advising you, watch at your own peril.
Yes.
Know what you're getting into. Know it's uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's addressing something that is not easy to talk about or listen to, but may be important for the legacy of this iconic individual.
Yes.
So
again, it's okay to support his art. You don't have to support the artist. I'm sure at one point, I think we've teased the idea in the past about having a discussion about like art versus artist and like where do you go with that. So like, comment, subscribe, share. Let us know what you thought. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not even going to. I had to. I mean, I just got done having to talk about it.
We're shooting 2 other reviews today. And it's okay. This is the hardest part. We're getting the hard one out of the way. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off. So this is the hard one. We got 2 more reviews and a full rotten. So like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that fun things. Let us know what you thought. Let us know whether or not you're going to see it or not because of this. Clever Eric Muller.
Handsome Dan Nye.
As always, ramble on.
Anchors away.